Beep. Hello.
Hiya.
Yay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the thing. The stuff in the beans.
Hola. ¿Qué tal?
Okay, tall. How tall?
¿Qué tal? How you doing? What's up?
Is that what that means? Okay. Yay, dinner.
I mean, that's what I was told it meant.
I don't see anything, so it doesn't look like it. We made it, unfortunately.
Made what?
There was a thing up here earlier as I was getting things ready. I noticed that Jim and Mom had resubscribed. And it came up a little bling. If you get one more in the next 3 minutes, you'll get a hype train. I don't know what that means. So.
You were obviously really concerned about it. You were like, cool, and left.
Well, I had to go finish getting ready and making coffee and shit.
You were like, get them out.
I was like, here's the thing that's happening. I don't know what it means.
Hype train is on its way out of the station.
Right. And then it just got stalled. So,
right.
Yeah.
Something like that.
As it happens. So how are we doing tonight? I hear that Edike is making dinner.
Woot.
Which is good. Dinner is a plus.
I mean, maybe. You don't know.
It got derailed, exactly. Hype trolley. Ooh, trolley. So it's time for Suggest a Sketch. What am I drawing, y'all? Ashley has coffee.
It's a good thing it's warm in my hands. It's cold as shit in here.
Don't be sorry.
Cold.
Someday we'll see what it means.
I play right now. Oh my gosh. We don't have a clue what any of that stuff means.
Nope.
No, we're not that cool.
Turkey burgers.
So we got our first shots on Monday.
Shots, 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 shots.
Yes.
We are now half loaded with the
Super
the-
venom thing.
the nanobots.
Yeah, whatever that is.
We got half of our Bill Gates microchip. We'll get the next half in 3 weeks.
Does it like build itself into one like super strong microchip and
That's
it's
what I
all in
assume.
there? I don't know.
Yeah.
I just want the one that I can like click my wrist and pay for shit and not have to find my wallet. And know which card I want in the wallet.
Perfect. Joel.
Like my Starbucks gift card app, like I can just be like click and then it'll be like, you have 5 cards or whatever. Pick the card you want to pay from. And I'm like, cool, that one. Done. I feel like it should be that easy with all of our things.
Also, Joel. Double Joel. All the way across the sky.
So guys, I was forced to watch a commercial today that I didn't need. And I'm kind of offended by. I'm having feelings still. This stupid thing was trying to sell me like whiter teeth or whatever, which is fine, I guess, except whatever. But they're like, in the pandemic on a bright note or whatever.
What?
Yeah, it was terrible.
What?
And then, no, the worst part though, how did we suddenly get darker and further away? Like, I don't understand.
Ghosts.
Burp-a-der.
No.
Is it?
No more of me.
Oh, that's why. Because you tilted it and it suddenly made us darker.
I didn't tell nothing.
Right.
What are you doing?
I'm putting you back in the thing.
I don't want to be in the thing.
Fine.
Meh.
Whining butt. Whining. No, it was like toothpaste or something. It was a teeth brightener. But yeah, so and then to end with like in the pandemic on a bright note or whatever, which was the worst. They had a little reenactment thing of these people meeting each other again for the first time in however long. And this one was all like, and they're like, wow, your teeth are so bright. And I'm like, if I have friends that the first time they see me in a year and a half, they're like, your teeth look great. I'm going to be like, get the fuck away from me. I need new friends. Like, this is a good time. Like,
There's never been a better time for new friends.
if that's the first thing you notice, not like, yay, you're still alive, or wow, I have to remember what your face looks like again, or whatever. But if
Who are you?
right, if it's like, wow, your teeth, wow,
Oh, your teeth are a lot less green than I remember.
right. Whoa, did the chat just change?
Yeah, I changed it
Why?
because I wanted to. This one's set up so that if anybody talks to us on YouTube, we can see that as well.
Okay.
It makes sense when you think about it.
Okay. Yeah, in this edition of Ashley Has Feelings. Exactly. I still though, I stand by these feelings. I feel like first of all, it was a bad like I don't know, I'm of mixed feelings in terms of like in the pandemic on a bright note and you're trying to make whiter teeth. Please don't. I'm gonna be so mad if you talk about my teeth and that's the first thing you have to say. Like I'll be so sad. I'll be like, really? Talk about the fact that I remembered how to put on pants. Like, that feels like a good thing to be like, yay, look, you remembered pants and how to put them on. Especially for Dean. I feel like that'd be a great greeting for Dean.
I don't believe in pants.
I know, that's what I'm saying. We should all be really proud if they see you for the first time and you're wearing them.
Pants are for hippies.
What? Now you changed it back?
Not on purpose.
What's that?
Don't judge me.
Oh my god, I'm like, what the hell is happening?
I had to adjust this. It was spiking all the way up into the red.
So this used to like be, I don't know, aimed out more or something, so we weren't on either end of the, like, both falling off the edge of the screen.
I can't help you. That's how the camera works.
Oh, you used to do it differently in the other one. You messed with the camera. You zoomed in, I think, or zoomed out.
I
something
changed
like
the
that.
aspect ratio at one point, but then you didn't like it, so I changed it back.
Yeah, but you zoomed out.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
We are all here thing the.
What the?
I don't know what that means.
I have to. I feel like I've done something wrong and I don't know what it is.
You know you did.
Like I feel like we made Etike so mad that she's just not even coherent.
Dedication's like, I don't believe in nouns. Shit.
She's 1 second away from just typing like 10 names that vaguely sound like ours at us. Ask him Barb about Dane's siblings' names so she can just yell those at him first before she gets to him.
This is not a keyboard mashing game.
We're just here to look at the lovely assistant, not the artist. Right.
Well,
she's
it is
slowly
very cute,
moving
yes.
out of the frame now.
That's true. I should move it.
She's like, Dane's like, I don't want to draw.
Nobody's giving me anything to draw.
I gave you something to draw earlier.
What?
Angelic Jack.
So a lie.
Right. But we talked about that. You could give him a little tail and double ears too if you wanted, or horns past his little ears.
We're obsessed with hype trains now.
Are we?
I guess.
What?
Mm.
Jack is also sleeping, but he is in a Jack burrito in the other room. Like, he was just being fussy and fussy and fussy, and so finally I was like, all right, dude. And I just moved him into the center of the thing, and I did the little pressure thing and the pets. So he sat down, and then I just rolled him up. And he was like, no. Okay. Because he has to fight for a second.
No, you don't feel like you've earned it. He just gives in immediately.
Hype train derailment. Hype trains of modes of transport. We actually should just hype modes of transport. You should do some train posters. Train is cool.
I'll add it to my list.
The train is actually way more efficient than cars or planes, even though it takes forever. But it doesn't take that much longer than cars most of the time. Sometimes less time if it could be on time. I really enjoyed the train that we took from New York to Baltimore. That worked out well. That was a perfectly nice way to do that. I don't remember what it cost, but it was way cheaper than an airline ticket. Like, getting our luggage on was a super hassle.
Yes.
And we bribed the steward, but it was fine. I don't think we bribed him enough, but he took it, so it was fine. So I guess we did bribe him enough. I guess enough is we didn't get our shit kicked off the train. Who said anything about the Starlight Express?
I don't even know what that is.
Isn't that a movie?
I think it's Polar Express.
Oh. The Starlight, like, I feel like I've heard it before, but I don't know what it is. As soon as somebody tells me, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah. Well, obviously it's a train. Whatever. Well, there were delays. The train was delayed, actually, but it was fine. To tip the porters for better service. So we were tipping the porter because here's the fun thing. We didn't pay for the extra luggage. and we were supposed to pay for the extra luggage, but when we went out and bought our tickets, we tried to pay for the extra luggage, and the guy selling us our tickets didn't want to hassle with it, so he wouldn't let us pay. He's like, just put it on, it's fine. And we're like, no, look at this cart of trunks. Like, we should pay. It's fine. We did the math. We're happy to pay. And he was like, nah, it's fine. Just put it on the train. That was not true. But the train's only in the station for like 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And so you don't, like, once you're there, like, it's...
Your family. Wait, wrong.
So the steward was like, yeah, this isn't gonna... And we're like, well, it has to work. And I'm like, Dane, just keep putting it on the train. Just keep putting it on the train.
Yeah. I'm like literally pitching 100-pound trunks onto the thing. While the guy is going, like, you can't do
you can't do this thing. Because I've learned that, like, especially when they're 100 pounds, if you just do the thing and the train then starts moving, or the plane or whatever it is, it's a lot harder for people to be like, we can't, like, what are they going to do? Stop the train? They're not going to stop the train. Are they going to throw it off? Like, usually not. So, like, yeah.
Throw a monkey off the train. That was what was happening. That was the plan, I think.
It's that whole, like, begging for forgiveness. We tried to do it right. We really did. We tried to buy the extra luggage. But, yeah. Anyway, no. That guy was like, I mean, I think I've talked to people, and we're like, here, have a bribe. And he was like, oh, yeah, I'll take care of it. I was like, yeah. But the bribe was cheaper than it would have cost us to buy the luggage, so maybe that's just the way to go every time. You found out it's always 6 hours late, and it's just, they don't tell you that. Starlight Express, okay, Jim is saying Starlight Express was a play on Broadway in the 80s. It involved roller skates and humans as trains. That sounds like a very 80s Broadway show.
It does.
Actually, that sounds like a show I would have wanted to see as a kid in the 80s, honestly. Like, I also wanted to see, like, Ice Capades, though. So,
I'm honestly surprised that there wasn't a movie version of this, because that sounds like something that the 80s would have made as well.
I feel like there probably was. But my phone is being used for this glorious music, so I'm not going to look it up right now.
Yes, glorious.
Oh, see? Jem's giving us a link if we care. If
Lonk.
we want to follow it right now.
Okay.
Dane's like, no, I don't. I mean, I feel like the train is late a lot, but, like, Amtrak is late a lot, but that's because the things are... That's because all the tracks and stuff aren't kept up as well as they could. Yeah. And people keep driving in front of trains, and I've never understood that. Like, I mean, I'm not a big, like, oh, I better gun my engine and race people anyway kind of person. Like, I don't care. But...
That's what she says.
Yeah, like, if I were gonna race something, it wouldn't be a train coming at me however many miles an hour the train is moving with all the many tons of weight behind that engine. Because that train is not stopping. See, Jem saw the Ice Capades. He says it was cool and very 80s. I wanted to see it really bad. We saw like a later knockoff version of the Ice Capades. Like my grandma and my great aunts took us to something, but it was early 90s. So it was like way after the Ice Capades weren't cool anymore. And it wasn't the actual Ice Capades, it was something else. And it wasn't Disney on Ice either, because that hadn't happened yet. It was in that, like, dark time between. You were 10. Yeah, that's the perfect time to see the Ice Capades. I would have been very, very jealous of you, Jem, if I'd known you and you were like, hey, I got to see the Ice Capades. I'd have been like,
Admit it, you're jealous now.
I'm a little jealous now, yeah, but I'd have been more jealous then. Yeah, Jim, took the train. My dad and stepmom took us from Kansas, and we rode. I can't remember if we got on in Kansas City or Dodge, actually, but we took the train from either Kansas City or Dodge all the way to Cincinnati, Ohio, which took us through Chicago, and then we had to get off and get on a different train.
Why would you have
And
gone from Dodge?
because they lived in Dodge.
Oh.
The train goes through Dodge or Garden City, one of those two, because it goes across Kansas into Colorado, into Denver.
So this was when you were in college?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was in college
Okay.
years ago. And that was kind of a horrific trip. My dad and stepmom aren't great to travel with, especially like in a vehicle. They're not great to travel with. But like, so my sister and I were just like, okay, like we were trying to find the coolness of it, but after a while, like you're just stuck on a train with my dad and my stepmom. Yeah, there were some Boy Scouts for a while, but then they got off. And that was the end of that. No, but at one point we were stuck in Chicago, but they wouldn't tell us how long we were going to be stuck in Chicago. And it turned out we were stuck long enough that we could have gotten off the one train. And Dad was like, well, we don't want to get off the one train and lose our seats and our place to sit down and everything because we'd missed the first train and they were putting us on a different train because there was a delay. And it was going to be like some hours, but they weren't sure how many. And my dad was like, well, I'm staying in this seat that I definitely have until we know for sure. And I'm like, yeah, but we could get off and like go do something fun in Chicago. Because they said it's going to be at least 4 hours. Like, let's go do something
hell
fun.
no. Just sit on the train that's not moving for 4 hours?
Sit on the train that we'd already been stuck on more hours than we were supposed to.
Fuck that.
I know. And I'm like, Dad, why don't I, like, Christina and I could just go. And I was like, well, I just don't think it's a good idea if we don't stay together. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to die. Or he is, and I'm going to kill him. I don't know. So we ended up sitting on that train that we'd already been stuck on for 10 hours.
Nope.
Because he wouldn't let it, like in Chicago, we could have gotten off at any point and gone and done literally anything in Chicago in 10 hours. We could have seen a museum. We could have eaten something that wasn't train food. like in 10 hours, there are many, 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 many things we could have done in Chicago, but we didn't. We just sat on a train and listened to my stepmom complain in progressively more negative tones about how terrible the state the bathrooms were in because we were all stuck on a train in the station and no one would get off. Yeah. Oh my God, I bet. Like, but the next train we were on, we hit a car. And so we backed up many, many miles. So we got to see, and it was like a little sports car.
Woof.
Yeah. So it was like, the train was going fast enough when it hit the sports car. And the sports car was wimpy enough. My sister and I were fascinated. We were so excited that we got to see it. Even in college, it was pretty cool. Because the front of the sports car was gone. Like, it wasn't even, like, mangled. It was gone. It was like somebody had just shredded it up to, like, where the hood kind of goes up a little bit, and then the window. Like, it was, like, a few inches of the hood before, like, the window of some sports car. And that's, yeah, like, it was just going fast. Like, the car didn't even get thrown. It just ate the front of the car. And my dad, of course, being a dad, was like, that's why you never race a train. And we were like, I mean, we knew that before.
Yeah, at that point, you're a grown-ass adult. Like,
I was.
you've been driving for a while at that point.
Right. I mean, Christina had been driving for a while. Christina was, like, 18?
Right.
Like, I think that was her right after her senior year of high school.
So.
Yeah, like, you gotta feed the train somehow.
You gotta feed the train.
You need to tell us your train story, Jen.
Train story.
But it needs to be a point where we're all sitting and eating and just happy.
Oh,
Then that's not great.
yeah. C2E2.
Right, but when we're sitting.
Yeah.
Right.
Beep boop.
What? Oh, that.
There you go.
I don't know.
Jack.
On the way home, like my dad and my sister took the train home, but my stepmom decided that she was not having any more of that nonsense. And I was already supposed to get back early because I had work and stuff to do. So dad had already bought a plane ticket for me to come back. So my stepmom was like, well, I need to she's like, Ashley, don't be offended, but I'm going to tell your dad that I'm worried about you traveling alone because I am not doing that train again. I was like, all right, I'm 22, maybe. Cool. I think you could just tell him that you're not doing the train again, but whatever works for y'all.
There you go. There's Jack. Jackness.
What Olympics was it, Jem? Just tell me that part so I can
Yesterday's Olympics.
Well, did you hear that Tokyo delayed the Olympics for a year, right?
Right.
And they're gonna go ahead and have them this year, but they're not letting anyone from any other country except the competitors watch. They're not letting any attendees from other countries come to the Olympics.
It's fine. It's fine. It's the way it should be.
Strategic communication is the key to a I mean, maybe, but I don't know. He probably would have whined about it. That's fair.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd have told him anyway. But then again, I a long time ago decided that I was gonna be not I wasn't gonna let the whining get to me. Can't let him win.
Yeah. So what am I drawing now?
I mean, 4 hours at the Air and Space Museum is cool.
4 hours is better than 0 hours.
Ooh, in Atlanta.
There's an Air and Space Museum in Atlanta? A train hitting a car. All right.
Type train. What? Make a train eating a car. I like that whole image of you gotta feed the train. The idea that trains are just big monsters that have eaten the littler monsters. That would have been way more fun than Thomas the Tank, or Train, or whatever it's called, by the way.
Thomas the Tank Engine?
Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was too old for it. It came out after I was the age to watch it, so I'm vaguely aware of it. Or the train that demands a sacrifice. You had to change trains in DC? I bet that was fun. That's a really pretty train station, isn't it?
Union Station?
Yeah, in
Yeah.
DC. The one in New York was confusing as fuck. I'm almost glad that it was delayed because it took us an hour to wander around and figure out where we were actually supposed to be.
Penn Station is confusing.
Down in the actual train section, there are just corridors and corridors and more corridors. And the signage isn't great. And they don't tell you where the train's going to be exactly until it gets there, or it's on its really close. So then you might be in a completely different section. You have to run over to the other thing with all your stuff. It was an exciting thing, but yeah. And then you're having to dodge all those stupid couples kissing in slow motion. I mean, I love Pitt, like the upstairs part of Penn Station when you come in and it's just beautiful. Like, that's great, but yeah, the lower working parts are fun. Also, getting the Uber driver or Lyft driver or whatever to drop us off like at a useful location was quite the like he really just wanted to give us a tour of New York. And we're like, we've done that. We need to leave now. We're having a moment, having somewhere else.
Like, not in the middle of the walkway.
Yeah. Oscar Wolf, the way to get around that, if you just have a shit ton of really big luggage on a little wobbly cart and you come by a little fast and a little close, they get the fuck out of the way. Like, just a thought for the future. And what really works, there's a point where even though I know Dane is doing just fine with it, if I see people are getting too close and he's getting freaked out because he doesn't want to hit anyone, I just start loudly being like, remember last time when you hit those people, be very careful. And they start to get real scared and they get the fuck out of his way. It's like, yep. He didn't hit those people. We totally dumped our luggage on the ground, but I don't know that, like, knock on wood, I don't know that we certainly haven't harmed anyone.
Right.
Except ourselves. Oscar Wolf says, oh my god, is that train punching that car? LOL.
Said hitting, yeah.
Jim, I thought trains were so cool as a kid. Like, planes were cool, but they weren't nearly as cool as trains. Like, you're not only allowed, you're encouraged to get up and walk around on trains. And I thought that was the best thing ever. And being able to go to the dining car, like, I still think the dining car is really cool, but when I was a kid, the dining car was fantastic. It was magical. But where do they rate in regards to automobiles? Automobiles suck. I don't like cars. I'm actually really, really sad that they got rid of all the streamliners. They were so beautiful. Dane and I spent a ridiculous amount of time admiring the one in the Chicago Science and Industry Museum.
Yeah.
So beautiful. Oh no. Did your epic journey just basically ruin trains for you? For long distance, yes. Yeah. Like I definitely feel like with trains you've got to, especially because like in the US, you've got to be willing to just be very, very flexible with your time.
Oh yeah, yeah. Don't get on the train if you have somewhere to be on time, on like a specific time.
The dining car ran out of food.
Ooh.
Oh no. Yeah. In college, um, we did I did a semester. It's not a full semester, but like 3 or 4 weeks in Mexico in the summer. And they ran out of meals before they got back to us, which was pretty great.
In Mexico?
Nah, on the way, on the plane.
Oh, it was like the
Yeah.
entire country of Mexico ran out of meals?
No, the
That
plane.
sounds weird.
Before they got back to us because I was near the back. And I was so mad because I switched with a girl who was like in my class who was super whiny about everything. She was like, I just can't possibly be in the back of the plane, blah blah. And she got a meal and she didn't even give me anything. Some other people were like, oh my god, the last group didn't even get food and they were pulling off like their bread or apple slices or something. She was like, I'm really hungry. I was like, me too, bitch. Give me your food.
Give me my food. Fuck that. Noted. If I ever switch seats with somebody on an international flight, be like, give me the food that you're going to give to them. Because that's my food. I paid for it.
Well, the lady was like, well, usually to say sorry, we give you drinks, but none of you look old enough to have drinks, so you can't have any. We're like, great.
Like, I'm going to Mexico. I'm old enough in Mexico. Give it to me.
I don't know that that's true. I mean, we did have alcohol in Mexico, so maybe it is. I don't know. I don't remember. Well, and Jim, if they ran out of food, did they completely, like, even the snack car?
Is the snack car different than the dining car?
Yeah.
Oh.
The snack car is like you get like snacks, like microwaved hot dogs and shit like that. And then the dining car is like you sit down and have a meal.
Yeah. I feel like our train had the snack car.
Yes. It had a dining car, but we weren't necessarily going to have time or the money for it.
We had like 3 hours on that train. We could have gotten that something. Shenanigans.
We spent all our money in New York, buddy.
No, that's fair.
And I wasn't sure that the economy we were headed to was going to do well any better than it did.
I was about to say, and then it didn't.
Oh no, there was no snack car. The club car was detached in Pittsburgh at 2 a.m. Oh, bullshit.
What's Pittsburgh need with a club car?
Get a room. I want to get a room. I've never gotten a room. Oh my gosh.
You get a room.
On a train, dude. Try your thing. Man, I've never done that, and I want to really badly. I used to occasionally when I was visiting my dad in Dodge City, just because the 8-hour trip each way sucked a lot. But because of the way the trains went, Kansas City, Missouri to Dodge City, Kansas, or it might have been Garden City at that point, was like 8 or 9 hours on the train, but it was overnight. So you could just show up at like 7 at night and then just sleep because there wouldn't be hardly anybody on the train. So you could just stretch out across those big seats and just relax and sleep. And it wasn't great sleep, but you know, it was not like a plane. There was plenty of room. And then you'd be there at, depending on if it was delayed or not, you'd be there between 8 and 10 in the morning. And that was pretty nice. They had a dining car, so I'd always get breakfast at the dining car. I like breakfast at the dining car. You always felt fancy. There's just something nice about it because you get the big windows and you're right there eating, and it's just nice.
You're just looking at Kansas.
I now know that there's worse than Kansas out there. We've driven through some of it. Do you remember Oklahoma?
No,
Yeah, I do. It was bad.
I was driving, so I wasn't paying that much attention to it.
Oklahoma was worse. The Panhandle or whatever part of Texas we drove through, that was pretty terrible.
That was bad. That's true. I remember that.
I was
Vaguely,
like,
well, I remember vaguely. The only thing I really remember was like the fucking crosses.
there were so many giant crosses.
Like giant crosses all over the place.
Like competing.
It's like, how many fucking people did you crucify here, Texas?
My favorite part was like there were some, and we'd see them off in the distance, and then there was like, I don't know, a drive for a while, and then we'd start to see more signs for crosses, and then the signs would start to be like passive aggressive about the last crosses. They'd be like, the actual biggest crosses in Texas, or what? It was the best. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was a really nice Motel 6 that we stayed in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
The Motel 6 was great. It was also free because I got Motel 6 to give me a free night after our experience in St. Louis. Not your experience, me and my sister.
What?
I don't know, confused here.
Okay.
Woohoo! We've received 100 messages today with free stream chat. Hey, way to go, guys. You guys are talking.
Talking this. Woot woot. Way to be chatty.
Did it have vibrating beds? No. We have stayed in places with vibrating beds before.
Have we?
Yeah, like early on, we stayed in a place that was real sketch. I know, shocking. It was sketch. It had vibrating beds. But Dane tried it because he was like, well, I mean, you got to. And then it didn't work. So it stole his quarter, which I felt like was the perfect ending to that.
I think that was when we made our trip up to Oregon from Arizona. That little place in that little bitty fucking roadside town.
Maybe.
Yeah. Like we'd been driving for like 25 hours or something straight, and we were like, sleep now.
In North California.
Yeah.
And we never could find that place again, even though we drove that a couple of times.
Yeah, I've never seen it again.
It was amazing,
That town
guys.
never existed.
It was like the cleanest thing ever, but the room was real bizarre. Like it was brand new. Somebody built it, but they built it by hand. Like you could tell. Like it was like us building a hotel room.
Hoojo!
But it had a vibrating bed, supposedly. But Dane was like, well, I mean, when we woke up, and he was like, I didn't even notice this was here, and now I have to try it. And I'm like, really? He's like, I mean, we have to. And he put a quarter in and it stole it. Perfect ending for that.
Then I went to the Denny's. It was sad.
No, the Denny's was good.
No, but I was sad about the missing quarter.
Oh, are you still bitter that it stole your quarter?
I am now that I remember it. I was over it. Now you brought it up. Now I got painful memories.
Ooh, etiquette, splurging on a hotel room.
What? So fancy.
I don't know that the waving wheat smells sweet.
Usually it smells dusty.
Yeah. I mean, we've stayed at a couple of hotels that were what they were for various reasons. But yeah, that one, because we tried to stay in that one a couple other times. Because we've done that drive. Oregon down to wherever in California, or Oregon down to like Arizona, or, you know, we've multiple times, and we never could find that place again. And it was a real shame because it was like, with tax, it was like $60, $55, and it was super clean. Weird, but clean. But I don't know. And there were all kinds of like little, because it was in a little bitty town, so there were all kinds of like little restaurants that were like, oh, next time we drive through, we should stay here and hit one of those little restaurants, and we never found it.
It was the town of requirement.
I guess. Ooh, eating a burger. That actually
Burger.
sounds really good. I haven't had a burger in a while.
I also have not had a burger.
Well, we had those like the little taster burgers, the little like Dane made burgers, but he forgot to tell me that it was like, I don't know, like 60-40 meat or something.
Oh, right.
And so when he cooked the patties, he was like, oh, these are going to be like real small. And I was like, oh, that's fine. Like, we can eat more later. Like, and then he brings it to me, and it's like a little, like
It's not even a slider. It's like a $50 size fucking burger patty.
Small. Oh, that sucks, NK. Yeah, it was like but it wasn't a slider. It wasn't big enough to be a slider. Like, if you got this in a restaurant as a slider, you'd be like, all right, fuck you, where's the rest? Like, you'd be mad.
Like, I understand the sliders are small. I get that, but this is a joke. What the hell is 60-40?
I'm just saying, well, there's like 70, there's like 70-30, right? I can't imagine that Dane would have made patties small enough.
It's like a wish burger.
Like, you know what? It tasted really, really good though. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's because I only got 2 bites, so I had to pretend it was really good. Your sister is trying to do the Mediterranean diet somewhat. I wish people would stop that. Red meat like once a week. Ugh. But you're going to have hamburgers, which means you're having buns, which means you're not having the Mediterranean diet.
Is turkey well known to be part of the Mediterranean diet?
Yeah.
I'm not an expert.
No, what the hell? Weird ass Fallout type stuff are you eating? You've never heard of 70-30 hamburger? It means that it's 70% burger and
30% fat.
It's like 80-20, 90-10. It's the amount of fat in your hamburger.
What kind of Fallout stuff are we eating?
Like, in the grocery store, you will see tubs, like little chubs of like 90-10, 80-20, 70-30. But based on how tiny these were, I'm assuming that Dane found some magical 60-40 because they just melted away.
Chubs. Meat tubes.
Your sister didn't have the bun with hers. Okay, that's fair.
Is it?
I mean, I don't know. It doesn't really matter what I... You buy pre-made patties from the butcher?
So fancy.
Dane...
I assume there's a butcher somewhere in Kansas.
Oh, there's a lot of butchers. We just don't know where they are. We'll find them later. I was supposed to know that's fancy. We make our own, but like sometimes Dane gets like really, really lean hamburger and then mixes in bacon. Is it raining outside?
I don't know.
Okay. You make a ground beef thing that's like half ground, somewhat dried mushrooms? That sounds good. And by butcher, you mean the meat counter at Mariano's? I mean, that's fancy. We have a Walmart and what's the other one?
Dillon's?
Dillon's down the way.
They kind of have meat counters.
Your sister got a half a beef about a month ago, and now she's decided they're only having beef once a week.
What?
That cow is going to be in the freezer forever. Yeah, I want to do that.
That's something I'm very excited about when shows happen again.
Getting a half cow or a
Getting
full cow.
getting a freezer and getting a half cow.
I really want a half cow. I want a full pig because I want to dig a hole in my yard and just cook it. So he's like, but then what do you do with the hole? And I'm like, fill it back up?
Like, you save the dirt. That's not going anywhere.
I mean, I'm not eating the dirt. Like, I'm not throwing it in the trash can. Like,
Just imagine there's a dumpster full of dirt.
like,
You just send it to the landfill.
so it's just like, well, it was just there in the way. Now I don't know what to fill this hole with.
I guess I'll just fill it with more pig.
She had that little baby heart attack. Yeah, that's a problem. Digimon roll.
Sounds like the best sushi.
I know. Cow sounds. I want cow so bad. I love beef. I love steaks. Like all of the beef. Of course, pig is great too. Like, let's not play.
I like meat. It's been a while since I've had it.
We've had meat.
No.
You literally had chunks of meat the other day.
No.
The green chili pork?
No. No, that I make.
Oh, that you make, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. It's because it's so damn expensive.
Yeah. This is what I'm saying.
I know. Her husband's family also got them one of those Omaha steak boxes for Christmas.
Oh, that's disappointing.
Are they any good? I mean, they always look good in the pictures, but I wouldn't know. I've never been fancy enough to get Omaha steaks.
From what I gather, Omaha steaks are great if you put enough ketchup on them.
Pit beef? What is pit beef?
It's a kind of roast beef.
Okay.
It's fairly famous in, like, on the East Coast, Baltimore, that kind of area.
Okay.
I actually just watched the thing about how to make it last night. Ironically. I guess it pops up in the wire a lot, so Binging with Babish did a thing. How to make it. You dig a bit, and then you put a beef in it.
They're just being cute and chonky.
Digit. Well, that's kind of how you make pit pork. Not on good steak, but like, Trump steaks, Omaha steaks, that kind of thing.
Jim, something tells me you've never had steak cooked by somebody that's like my mom.
The only way you're getting that shit down is with ketchup.
I used to make my own proprietary blend of ketchup and generic steak sauce. If you blend it just right, then you don't taste nearly as much of the burnt spots.
Still dry as fuck, though.
Or the raw spots. Like, it just all blends together if you get the right proprietary blend of ketchup and steak sauce. Try, Jim.
Yeah, but sometimes you just don't have A1 available. But
Yeah.
you got ketchup.
Generic A1 is not good unless you mix in ketchup. Name brand A1 takes care of it.
Yeah.
Generic A1 is like A1 with water in it.
It's like A1, it's the A1 made of sadness.
All of these brand A1 was like watery A1. So
They're only getting those prices by thinning that shit out.
Jim,
Wow.
I'm not.
The grill has Wi-Fi?
Oh gosh.
That seems excessive.
Jim, I think you're also overestimating my mom's ability on a grill. Because normally Dane would agree with you, but you'll notice that as soon as I brought up my mom's food, he was like, "Oh no,
Yeah, get
use
some good-
whatever the fuck you feel like you need on there."
Yeah. The only way you're choking that stuff down is some lubricant.
You pay the extra $2 for the relay one.
Well, so fancy.
Mom didn't. And the steaks were from the steak sale at Green Hills. That's what it's called, right?
The grocery store?
Yeah, she never shopped there except for the steak sales. I have no idea where this came from. I have no idea what, like, there'd be weird chunks of, like, bone in there, so I have no idea what actual part of the cow it was. These were not, like, any steak cuts you've ever seen or heard of. I'm pretty sure it was actually beef, though.
I'm almost certain that there was a cow involved in some way.
I mean, maybe a cow walked by and looked at it. I don't know, but there was a cow somewhere.
He got a knockoff Traeger and paid $400 for it?
Yeah.
Fancy.
It was more than 400. Oh, it'd be a lot more than 400. Traegers start, I think, at like 12 for the small ones.
No idea. I've never looked.
They're real expensive.
Most I've ever paid for a grill was like $150 because it was on sale.
No, we spent almost 300 on the last one that we got in Arizona.
Oh, maybe.
Or not in Arizona, in Portland.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I got it on sale. Yeah, like
it was a
$50
$400 grill. Yeah, we got it on sale. It was a $400 some dollar grill, and we paid not quite $300 for it.
That doesn't sound right.
I know it doesn't, but that's what it was. But we had it for like 8 years, so I feel like it's probably fine. And we were still using it, but then we were moving. And you got 70 for it.
I did.
So.
And I had to take it apart and put it in the ladies like fucking hatchback. I don't know what the name of this digit pose is. She had her head under her arm.
She's like, why is this light so bright? Also, I'm a little warm.
That is true. Like, I usually, when I'm in here by myself, I have all the lights off except for the lamps, so it's darker in here, so she doesn't have to be like.
Yeah, Jack will do the same thing.
Yeah, I think our last one was like a charbroil.
Probably. I don't know. I don't know, guys. It turns out you can fuck up just about any grill if you just burn shit in it. I found that out in college. As did my ex. Flailing caterpillar. You'll never have a grill? Oh, we love our grill. Like, we miss the grill a lot.
I miss having a grill, yeah.
Dane grilled everything. Like, everything.
That was another thing I was going to get this, last year after the first couple shows.
Yep.
Wamp, wamp.
Someday. Especially once we went to propane. You grilled
everything. Yeah. Propane's easy, though.
Mm-hmm.
Music is very intense.
It is very intense.
It's having feelings.
Wino,
Winos. Who's wino?
eat out if
How
you
dare
need
you.
some grilled something. Eh, Dane grilled everything. Dane like made his own. Like Dane makes his own pizza, and he did that on the grill. Pork chops on the grill, chicken on the grill, veggies on the grill, everything on the grill.
Shrimps on the grill, fish on the grill.
Well, it was nice in the summer because then you didn't have the heat of anything cooking inside.
Yeah.
Just leave it outside.
Shrimps. Speaking of shrimps, is anybody following the cinnamon toast shrimp thing on Twitter?
I always knew that stuff was bad.
That's a whole big thing right now. Yeah, it did. They got super wild over the last 24 hours. So apparently, the dude who found the shrimps in his box of cinnamon toast crunch is a massive piece of shit, abusive, manipulative dude. Like his exes are like see his name all over Twitter and go, "Oh wow, it's great seeing him everywhere right now because that doesn't bring up any like flashbacks or anything." So yeah,
And General Mills is just like, why are we part of this?
yeah. Well, yeah, because like, well, you know, he's claiming that he found shrimp tails
No, I
in his
know.
box of cereal. So
Why did he decide that that was? So has the internet decided whether or not we believe him?
some people do, some people don't. Given how cagey he is about like giving proof to anybody, I'm going to say no.
He apparently got some lab that was gonna test it, and then
Supposedly. I haven't bought Cinnamon Toast Crunch in years.
etiquette. Part of the fun of the grill was that like it was super easy to deal with.
Yep. Just gotta scrape it down. No like pans or dishes or anything.
I mean, he says that, but we would have the pans that he would put stuff on,
Shenanigans.
and but I watched that, so it doesn't count, right?
Wow.
You just said no pans, no dishes, and we weren't eating off the grill,
I mean, like,
and also like the pizza pan, the veggie pan.
not as many pans as there would be if I cooked stuff inside.
Oscar Wolf is a fan of still buying the cinnamon toast crunch. Well, like the black bits that he was calling rat poop looked just like little burned bits to me. It's I don't know. I think grilling is easier than most people give it like act like it is.
I agree.
That Thomas the Angry Tank Engine.
I was told to draw a train hitting a car.
I like that the train is the same size as the car.
Well, you know. It's not a fair fight otherwise.
Right. How are you doing on coffee?
I don't know. Still have some left.
He was your roommate and you were supposed to cook for him 6 days a week?
What?
Nah. If he cooked one day a
Drive
week,
me over.
if he cooked one day a week for you, then I would cook one day a week for him, and the rest of the time I'd be like, fuck you, figure it out. Should have had time to think about it. Unless you're like, he's doing something else that's worthy of you cooking for him. Like, Dane cooks a lot more than I do, but I try to do laundry more. So, although he hung up the laundry today. Good job, Dane.
I hang up the laundry a lot.
You do, because I hate hanging up wet laundry. I'm about ready to go fold like 3 loads, though, so. Yeah. He was almost got to see me folding laundry. And then I was like, no, we're going to spare you that.
She was, though. She was like, we're going to make it the super real stream. And I'm going to be like, folding laundry. I'm like, well, that sounds like fun for everybody, but not. But, yeah. You.
I got to fold all those napkins. Thomas needs a Frank engine. Uh-oh. Oscar was letting us know that Thomas is blue.
That's why it's not Thomas.
Well, he sounds like the best roommate, Edike. So when we went in and got our shots, it was great and it was fine. The lady that did it was really good. Then afterward, we had to sit in the recovery room in case we had any kind of reactions. And because I'm allergic to some medicines, they were like, you have to stay for like half an hour. And so I got mine first. And so I'm sitting in there waiting for Dane to come back. And this terrible lady, this Karen, comes over and sits next to me and immediately gets on the phone. And of course, she has to take off her mask to talk on the phone. And she's like holding it up in front, but like got her phone on, but she's like holding the mask up and out. Like we're not all knowing what, like we can't tell what that is. Night, Barb!
Night!
And then she's on the phone, she's like, I don't even understand why they want to take all of my time today. Like, I didn't have better things to do than come and wait in line. It wasn't actually a long line. Like, they were moving really quick. And she's like, and now they think that just because I'm allergic to some things that they want me to sit here for half an hour. They're letting everybody else sit here for 15 minutes. I don't know why they think I need to sit here for half an hour. I'm not doing it. They can't make me. I'm just not going to. I'm going to leave after 15 minutes like everybody else.
She was fun.
With her mask just out and up because she couldn't apparently talk through the mask. Dane and I were talking through the mask. I started getting a little bit louder. I was like, man, some people just don't have any concern for the people around them. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like, it's terrible that they're concerned about your health based on information you have provided them. And they're saying, hey, maybe we should, keep an eye on you.
We just want to make sure you don't die.
Right?
Thanks for proving us wrong in our concern, and please continue on your way.
It's just like, okay, you're in the dead last user group. Also, of course, I don't know what your phases are here, or are there. Here, like, younger people are able to get in if they are public facing in their jobs, or if they have to work in close contact with other people. So, like, retail workers, and then, like, Heather got in because shows are starting back up too. So, yeah, we'd have been able to do it that way too. And then Kansas opened up for, like, anyone with any health issue, basically. So, like, and they do obesity based on BMI, which is a bullshit statistic, and yeah. Oh no. You're Oscar Wolf, because your industry's solution to the pandemic was to shut down and fire? I thought you were still working, Oscar Wolf. Oh no.
2D, 3D, 4D, 9D,
Well,
64.5 Q.
Kansas went from, like, nobody can fucking have a vaccine. Okay, maybe old people and people that work on planes, and that's it. No one. To, like, everybody. They opened up a clinic for this weekend, and that one went really fast. So I'm excited about that. There were 1,000 vaccines available, and it filled up really, really fast. And that was from 16 up to anyone 16 and over. Okay, right.
There we go. Train hitting a car.
And I think part of it here is because the communication has been so bad. There's a lot of people that are eligible here that aren't making appointments and going because they don't realize they're eligible now. So, like, here, yeah, we got Pfizer.
Pew, pew.
I like that a lot, Dave. So here, like, there's open appointments.
Let me get more coffee.
Yeah, thank you. Like, every day that aren't getting filled. There's totally going to be a huge. They're already seeing a resurgence in some places at okay. Digit was very concerned by all the noises Dane made. She's trying to decide if she's going to get up and go see what he's doing. And she's like, nah, it's fine. He's fine. You're okay, aren't you, baby girl? Oh my goodness. Guys, she's doing that old person, like, what? Yeah. Yeah, so we both got Pfizer. They've started separating out, like, the one-shot people. Like, they're like, hey, if you want, because we're starting to get some of the Johnson & Johnson, they're like, if you want the one shot, make an appointment for this day or this time slot period. But Dane couldn't find any of those open. Like, those are filling up really fast. So, yeah. I don't know. Like, I came home from getting the shot, and, like, my arm was starting to ache, and Dane's arm was starting to ache. And then I took a 3-hour nap. Like, I just collapsed, basically, and blacked out 3 hours. Like, I was up for a couple hours, and then just... And then I woke up, and my arm was hurting pretty bad. And then the next morning, my arm hurt worse. Like, it felt like I'd been hitting the arm with a baseball, but there's no, like, bruising or anything. There's nothing visible, which is crazy because almost always when I get a shot, I bruise. Like, I usually bruise really, really badly. And there's no visible, like, if you look really close, you might see the little, like, pinprick spot, but there's nothing. Are we going to have a WonderCon stream this weekend?
Oh, that's right. That's this weekend.
Dane forgot it was this weekend. Dane, are we gonna have a WonderCon stream? Can you get her to look up instead of just look annoyed from the side? She was doing a really cute, like, old lady look earlier.
No, she's supposed to do her goblin face.
She's like, no. Is she having a soft day?
Yes.
Well, nearly always.
Beep boop.
She's really good at taking care of herself.
What should we
So
do for WonderCon? I forgot all about that.
I don't know.
This weekend.
we could put up a thing and sit at the table and we could do that. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's never gonna be an influencer if he wears plaid with print.
Damn.
Is that bad?
I don't know. I wear plaid with print. Apparently, I wouldn't know the difference.
I forgot that was this weekend.
I did too.
Oh, did you?
Did you miss?
She's showing you why she's the softest cat.
Yes. She's very soft.
She's super soft.
Nice name is.
You know, because Carrie keeps reminding you and the blog viewers. What?
Oh, San Diego Unofficial.
Oh. You should contact them and see if anything's happening. I don't know. If you think of anything you want to see us do, I'm not against it. Angel time. He's got that empty-eyed stare that he had this morning too. The one that was like, I could go for some trouble. There's nothing going on behind my eyes right now. Nothing. Whatever happens.
Beep boop.
If I follow any influencers, it's accidental. That's so weird. What kind of person is like, when people are like, what do you do for a living? They're like, I'm an influencer.
I influence.
Like,
What shall be the drawing? Doodle doot, doodly doo doot. That's the only kind of influence I want to have, honestly.
you just can't imagine. Like, what does that even mean?
What does anything mean?
Let's not get that existential tonight. I don't think I'm up for it. There's not enough booze in the house. Is that a good influencer? Well, we're gonna assume good. We're just gonna assume. But yeah, so my arm soreness went away like within a few hours of 20, like before 24 hours. So like it hurt pretty bad for less than 24 hours. Dane's lasted a little longer, but the bad pain was gone within 24 hours, right?
Like there's still a little bit of an ache.
Really?
Yeah, it just feels like a bruise right now.
Huh.
But
mine, like every once in a while, like I'll move or whatever, but it's not.
Like only if I touch it. Like when moving, it's not there. But
yeah, I don't have any. Like I said, I was amazed because I usually bruise up pretty bad. You guys were not good enough to make her Insta. Can you tell us your personal drama from yesterday? Like, feel free.
that's what we're here for. I've been living vicariously
no.
through Ashley's like computer game drama. So
It's so good. Oswald wants to know if time is a flat circle. Isn't that just a line?
is it?
Oh no. Meaning that time is linear in your argument? Oh no. Which I'm not sure I believe. And Etiquette says, I don't know, the kids are all saying it right now.
Oh, we've been to Kelso. We had a Tri-City Comic Con in Kelso.
It's far away. So Etiquette, was that in Kelso?
Yeah. It was either Kelso or Pasco, but it was one of the towns there. I think
It wasn't Pasco. I don't think.
there's like 3 towns there. It's why they call it Tri-Cities, but I don't remember all the names.
Yeah. Oh. You definitely can't buy a new bra online safely. That's very true. Whichever one we were at for Tri-Cities Comic Con, I remember we drove there and it was dark because Dane had pulled directions up before we ever like signed up for the show. He was like, "Oh yeah, it's like 2 hours away." No, it was like 5, 6. I don't know. It was a ways. And so then we drove and drove and drove, and it was dark by the time we got there. So we just dropped our shit off at the con, and then they were like, "You have to leave." I'm like, okay, fine. So it was after dark when we got to the place, and after dark when we got to the hotel room. So the next morning we get up, we're staying in Wistful 6, because it was half the price of the con hotel, something like that. Was it Tri-Cities? I feel like it was something else.
It was Tri-City Comic Con.
Yeah. And then they had no wine at a liquor store?
What?
That's bizarre.
That's nonsense.
So we get out and we walk out onto the little balcony because we're on the second floor, the little walkway balcony, and I'm like rubbing my eyes because it's early because we got to go set up, and I'm looking out into as the sun's coming up, and I'm like, Dane, did you make a mistake? And he's like, what? Because he's still in the room. And I'm like, did you turn the wrong way? Is this Kansas? Because I'm just looking out and it's just flat as far as the eye can see. It's like, I thought we were going to Washington. That's all I remember. That show was cute, though.
Not cute enough for us to ever go back, though.
No.
So it was a Tri-City Comic Con, or was it?
It wasn't
RadCon?
Tri-City.
Might have been RadCon.
I think it was RadCon. It wasn't Tri-City.
I think you're right.
I don't know that it was RadCon. I feel like RadCon was the bigger con that they had in February. We went to the one that was at the like community college. I don't think it was in Tri-Cities. I think it was in.
I'm pretty sure it was Tri-Cities.
Are you sure it wasn't in?
But
No, you're right. It was
Spokane,
in.
but that was a different
Yeah,
trip.
no, you're right. It was in the Tri-City area, but it wasn't RadCon because that's the big one in February. It was called something else. There's a chocolate grape shortage.
Did you know there was a grape nut shortage?
Oh no.
I got an email about it.
What?
Grape nut shortage.
You had an email about it?
I don't know why.
From whom?
Grape nuts?
How did Grape Nuts have your email?
I don't know, but I had a coupon saying that the shortage is now over. Here's a coupon for $1.50 off grape nuts. I'm like, wait, what?
That's amazing.
It happened today. I don't know.
That's an amazing marketing strategy. We're gonna start doing that. I've noticed that on my Facebook now, like
There's a
half of
Monkey Minion shortage.
Yes, like there's a pin shortage, but it's over now, guys. You can get the pins. Okay. Oh my god. What? Were they short on grapes or nuts?
Yes. They were short on grapes nuts.
Blake, No, because I've noticed on the Facebook, sometimes I actually look at the ads just for like, what the fuck are they trying to sell me now?
Beep boop.
It's never a thing I want, like almost never. Um, but when it starts to get close, I go in and mess with the like things so that they can't follow me because I realize then that they're following me again. But no, now lately it's been like clothes, and they're all like, due to the pandemic, we're having to close down our manufacturing line and blah blah blah. So you get a great deal. Like every single one is like, oh no, we're closing. This is a closeout sale, and I'm like, I don't think so. It's like the same shit you were trying to sell me last week with the closeout sale.
That's a sentence that Katie just wrote.
Oscar Wolf says time isn't a seesaw, Dane.
Could be. We don't know.
So the question is, was Dane's time sus or is Edike's Kahlua sus?
Or Edike's grape castrations.
Oh, I thought that was just assumed.
Just assume that one's sus.
Sorry, all of it.
Everything, all is sus.
I do like a good dark spice rum.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kraken or bust. I mean, okay, so Dane found one at the store. And by found one at the store, I mean the other cheap one that we had been getting wasn't there that time. So he just grabbed one that looked good. And it's really good. And I think it's better than Kraken. It's really, really good. It was cheaper per ounce than Kraken, too, because the bottle was bigger.
That's true. It was also cheaper than Kraken, just straight up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was a lot cheaper than Kraken. But I think it's actually a little better than Kraken.
Kraken is great.
Kraken's good stuff, like, no doubt.
The stuff that we got is called Calico Jacks, I think.
And it was actually, you might enjoy it for your Kahlua, Edike. The Calico Jacks, Oscar Wilson's lies. It's got a really good, what's there's a word I'm looking
Molasses.
for. It's got a really good molasses flavor, but not in a, sometimes the molasses flavor is too much and it feels fake. It kind of tastes fake, like fake. It's got, sometimes with some rums, it's got that flavor on the tongue like fake vanilla. It has that weird tang. This doesn't do that at all. It's so good with Coke, but it's good on its own. It doesn't have the burn that cheaper rums do. It's really good for the price. It was called Calico Jacks. Dane can send you a photo. I'm not using all of it because I usually use my cheap rum. Because it's fine.
Gets the job done.
Low blow. So we're trying to figure out what the first show of the year is going to be. I don't know if anyone's placing bets. But guys, let me tell you, the vendor forums are they're getting salty and bitter. Holy gods. The people left on the vendor forums.
The ones that are still standing.
Those of us still standing. I thought we were salty assholes beforehand, but no. It's getting dark up in there. I don't know. Like, maybe Dragon Con. I feel pretty good about Dragon Con, actually.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like with Dragon Con, I feel like there's a combination of it's Labor Day weekend, so it's far enough away that people are going to have time to get vaccinated, right? Like, if they want to. Like, there's going to be time. And then Oscar Wolf says your clock has a suspicious number of lines on it.
Notice that too. Yeah.
And then, well, now I feel like you're cheating if you're going to erase things.
I was going to erase it anyway.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that makes sense, Eddie. We need to start looking at hotels for things and plane tickets and stuff. Ugh,
Shenanigans.
I know. But we have a bunch of credit that we need to use before we lose it.
Yeah.
For planes and stuff. But yeah, like I feel like also there's the combination of it's late enough that there will be a lot of vaccine out there, and also that it's in the middle of a state with a governor that doesn't historically Dragon Con, Atlanta.
Brian Kemp.
Yeah. He doesn't historically give a shit about his people, so like you didn't let me finish.
I was just like,
yeah, it was gonna be mean, so let me finish. Like, I feel like he's not gonna be like, oh, we're worried about people, and so maybe y'all shouldn't show up this week. Like, it's not Texas, but you know, he's trying hard.
In his case, in Georgia's case, I would be more worried about
the mayor. Yeah, me too. But like, I would imagine that it would be nice to stay in a hotel. Yeah. The part of the problem with staying in a hotel for Rose City is that there's only a couple of hotels close to the convention center. And they're not really close to a lot of food options.
There's a Red Robin and a Denny's. What do you want?
There is that Red Robin. I think I've seen a knife fight outside that Red Robin like 4 times during conventions. It's weird when the Red Robin has like more fights going on than the Denny's. Like, that doesn't make sense in my head, guys. To me, Denny's is where the rednecks and the fighters hang out. But like, I guess they can't all be Missouri.
Right.
Time is a Pokeball.
It is now.
Well, if you've got a reasonable place there when it comes, we can park it in your driveway and sleep there. And can we fly in?
Are we just going to park the plane?
I don't know. Yeah, Jim, that's why we've really appreciated figuring out where Chinatown is.
Yeah, Chinatown's great.
Because so many food options. And the walk's not bad.
Yeah, it's only like a mile.
It's less than a mile. So, and it's flat. It's less than a mile and it's flat. So that feels, really? It's like, what a jerk.
Sleep in my car.
I am not sleeping in a car. Like,
park the Uber there.
Yeah. No. Some of the weirdest fucking Uber and Lyft rides we've ever had have been in Oregon and in Portland, I gotta say. Like I don't understand it. They kicked a friend of ours out of Lyft just because of the doors on her car, even though like she's a perfectly reasonable human being with like green hair. But like some of the weird ass mofos that have picked us up from the airport in Portland, I'm just like, what? No. Your sister says Chinatown is terrible, full of homeless people and thugs, and it's on fire as well. Does she mean Portland Chinatown, or is she just being generally racist about Chinatowns? Because, like, my stepmom keeps saying Portland is on fire, and I keep asking people that live in Portland, like, even downtown, and she'll be like, well, I meant downtown. And I'm like, well, I have friends that live downtown, and they say there's no fire. Like, they just looked out the window, and there's no fire.
Like, I can literally fact check this right now. Beep, beep.
Right, hold on. They're 2 hours behind us, so we're not even going to wake them up. Like, it's fine. She means Portland. Yeah, like, I'm getting real... Got feelings about that, guys. Yeah, but it's not such a big deal if you can find a good place like downtown. Okay, yeah, let us know if it's on fire on Monday. Oh, Lord. Or just generally. I mean, I'd be interested if Portland's actually on fire. But when you got your millions and millions of dollars, that's nice of you. Yeah, I mean, I think if I were gonna actually stay in a hotel in Portland, that's look like downtown or somewhere with a lot of good food options right off the max.
Yeah.
Because you could max over and it'd be worth it. And okay. Read the last two.
Concert. What? Bat consecration thing.
I don't even know what that means, but I kind of like it.
I want to know about the religion that consecrates bats, please. I want to be part of that one.
They consecrate and conserve.
Ooh, even better.
I don't mind bats when they're out there. I just don't want them in here. I don't like sharing a general situation with them.
Situation.
Like, I've done it and it wasn't fun and I don't like it. There's a big bridge full of bats. I mean, that's fine as
In
long
Austin?
as it's in Texas.
Yeah, it's in Austin.
There you go.
I want to visit it someday.
That'll be fun for you.
I'm hoping.
You should either take Becky or live stream it to Becky. Well, now you're just getting fancy.
Am I?
Do they need to be equidistant?
I don't know.
Because they're not.
I don't know. I'm just making it up.
Okay. I just want you to know that they're not equidistant. But the top three look equidistant, so...
Jesus wept.
I mean, that's fair. A lot of people like bats. A lot of good people like bats.
Batman likes bats. He's a good dude.
Does he? I never could get the, like, I never could decide if he liked bats or if he hated them and thought that was a good reason to emulate them.
He's afraid of them and thinks that they're a good thing to emulate.
Then that's not, a lot of
I'm
people...
afraid of bats too, but I like them.
Terrified of bats.
Like, I don't want to hang out with bats, but I think that they're good to have.
I don't like the bats. The bats need. But again, mostly it's because I really want the bats to not be in my situation. I want them to be over there, outside, in their own situation.
That is the appropriate situation for bats to be in.
In their own?
Outside, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. We have problems when they come in. We're still not equidistant.
I don't care.
The bottom of the last two. And then the two before that are a little closer than the ones above that.
I'm gonna stab someone. Do. And
Bats are fine until you get the Rona from them. Bats don't give you the Rona.
they think that it came from.
Oh, like over in China?
Yeah.
I mean, people should leave bats alone. And they can't give them things.
We could learn from their immune systems. Their immune systems are crazy.
Instead of crocodile immune systems?
I was reading something like bats carry so many like viruses in their systems that if any one of like the coronavirus, the COVID thing that we got, everybody is getting now, or has been getting for a year. They carry like dozens of those kinds of things, and if any of them get out, they could wipe out basically humanity. But they just fucking carry, and they're like, meh, it's fine, whatever. You can't fuck with me.
And then people like let their dogs get in and like fuck with them and shit. It's like, why? Why do you want your dog to die? Stop it.
Do.
So yeah, like I'm feeling pretty good about Dragon Con. I feel like there's one we've got marked before that.
Possibly Planet.
Is Planet? I thought they were in September.
I don't know.
Or in the August?
Shit. It might be August.
I don't remember. You should check.
I remember Brandy to get hold of him. They want to use the Rocket Girl I designed for the poster for t-shirts. I'm getting another year of booth space.
We never got the last one.
Well, it's coming.
So we're just going to start adding to the front?
Yes.
I feel like... Okay. Also some free shirts?
Yes. Also some free shirts.
I mean, come on. Unless they're going cheap with the Gildan, and then they need to make me some special, not cheap ones.
Right. Obviously.
Guys, these shirts, if they do a good job with Dane's design, they should look really cool. Because the Rocket Girl was kick-ass.
I was pretty happy with it.
Like, I like most of the stuff you do, and I like a lot of your... I like... Whoa, this is getting really bizarre. Like, I look up, it's like tiger stripes. Crime!
Where's crime?
But the poster, the Kansas City exclusive. But they're not going to try to do posters, right?
No, just the shirt. So I just need to send them like the vector file of the Rocket Girl and the sign.
And are we getting one or two artist alley tables for this?
I don't know.
All right, we'll have to figure it out. Okay. Yeah, this exclusive poster was really cool. Too bad nobody's been able to see it for a year. I was so excited about it like a year and 3 months ago. 2 months, something like that.
It should have been released a year ago, I think, this month.
I'm going to have to go back and dig through these boxes and count all the exclusives and check the numbers to make sure that we printed them all.
I already did that.
Did you?
I did that when we boxed them up.
And we printed them all? You're sure?
Yeah. Beep boop.
Yay! We were organized when we boxed things.
Like when I was pulling stuff out and making it not all over our office area.
Yeah.
I counted them. They're all there.
Well, so guys, we were so organized for 2020. Like, we had an exclusive poster set up for Emerald City, and an exclusive poster and approved and all that. And with that, we had postcards and also pens that are really fucking cool. And it's all just been sitting in boxes for years. And we had an exclusive poster. I guess you could do Rocket Girl pens to go with that, like we did for Emerald City.
Maybe.
Because we got time. It looks so cool with the chick on the rocket in Kansas City.
Here's time. At least it wasn't special edition cheats. That's true. If you store it in your closet, though, it becomes aged. So it's special edition and aged.
Right.
It makes it double priced.
Right.
Like, look at Tillamook. You can have the regular cheddar, or you can spend like 3 times as much and get the special aged cheddar.
And it comes in special black wrap.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's great. We should do more exclusive posters.
Okay.
We're gonna have the time. Get some ideas, Dane.
Boom! There it is. Posters. Well, you could just get a barrel, put it in your closet, put the cheese in the barrel, boom. It's closet barrel aged. Double aged.
Better yet, make your closet out of old barrels. And then you just put it on the shelf.
There you go. Just get some barrel staves.
So you're not trying to like shove the barrel in your closet. We've moved on to something else. Okay.
Double barrel. Double barrel aged.
People are like, is this dangerous? And we're like, we don't know. Maybe?
I'm not saying that we're not, licensed by the USDA to make cheese, but I'm not saying either.
I'm also definitely not saying that we are.
I think we're always trying to age something.
Wow. All right, so what have we learned this stream?
We've learned that
bats are good in out there situations.
Yes.
We've learned that it's not like that saying "end your pandemic on a bright note" is a terrible, terrible tagline for toothpaste. It's now I kind of want Dane to do. I think we're gonna steal it. I think Dane should do a little like terrible like a little with a like a what is it?
Lens flare?
Yeah, or like a little cartoon shiny thing on the teeth. I might send it to Cody and be like, I have the perfect tagline for your Dr. T. Make it a retro toothpaste ad. I'm like, that's like up Dane's alley. I'm like, I know. That's terrible. And let's see. Barrel-aged cheese sounds great for someone else to do it. Mm-hmm. Our cats would get in it and it had cat hair in it. It'd be bad. We no longer have a food-safe environment.
Cheese barrels. Cheese barrel aged cats.
Oh my god. And we learned that is her neck like look at her. She just looks like she's got a broken neck now. She's like, this is fine.
Against the back of the chair.
I know. She's like, I'm a cat. It's fine.
And she's very bendy.
She's super bendy. They both are.
I don't know how they don't get cricks in their necks. Just looking at her, I'm just like, eh.
Your old man neck is acting up, going, no.
We've learned that time is a Pokeball.
Trains are generally bad.
They're generally bad.
No, trains are great. Apparently, long trains in the US are generally bad. I will grant you, sir. Also, sitting on a delayed train for 10 hours instead of going and enjoying Chicago is bad.
Double barrel aged cheese would be cheese aged in a barrel that was used to age whiskey that they then squeezed out of a barrel whiskey infused cheese that was aged. What? What? I feel like there should have been some punctuation in there because I'm like, I don't know what that means.
I had a bourbon cheddar once that was great. Tasted a lot better than any bourbon I've ever had.
How dare you?
Did. I'm just saying.
Now I want to try some bourbon aged cheddar.
You got like some bourbon soap somebody gave you.
You gave it to me.
No, Becky gave it to you.
Well, you handed it to me.
It was from Becky.
Yeah, but I don't know that.
I told you that.
You charge so many cryptos.
Actually do it.
Just a picture of fucking whiskey infused cheese that was aged in a barrel.
That would be the best way to deal with this, is to like start selling those things, but it's for ideas. But we're only selling the rights to look at the idea. Be as shitty and bullshit, like just flim flam as they are about it all.
Flim flam.
She got to come up with a really cool logo for our company that sells these things.
Flim flam. Flim and flam the cheese man.
Oh my god! If you can build in the thing where people are selling the potential ideas, and it loses, like you can't sell it once you look at the idea.
What?
Like they're buying and selling potential ideas. And then as soon as they open it, they can't, it's no longer a potential idea. It's like a car. Well, now it's not a new car anymore. Well, no, it's not a potential idea anymore.
I don't like this.
Oh,
I don't like this line of questioning.
Monk coins. Yeah, like idea coins. That would be amazing. Okay, could you just spend all day coming up with bizarre fucking ideas? Just type them up. Dana has to come up with a really, really fancy, like, a logo that'll speak to, like, tech bros, though. And tell them, this is something fancy and exclusive. Let me give you lots of money for bullshit. Cheese NFT. Eric already has a list. I'm telling you. We need to come up with a really cool name. And each one is a unique and individual idea.
Well, yeah.
Guaranteed. No two are the same. Once you buy it, it's yours unless you sell it. No one else is going to get it. It would look very crypto. That's actually fair.
What?
The thing you're drawing right now.
The Pokeball bit?
I mean, I think that the bullshit they're selling is that you can sell basically anything that people will buy, which has always been true. And instead of naming the ideas, we give them a zip, like a bizarre like barcode letter number.
Nobody should do NFTs. But it's like stupid amounts of fake money. It's not even real. I hate it.
There's got to be a way to make it into real money, or rich people wouldn't do it.
Hate it.
That's why I say we sell bullshit. So worst case, what do you get? You get bullshit that you can't turn into real money, and you have lost nothing.
Time.
But I think that we figure out how the rich people are turning it into money, and we sell bullshit and do what the rich people do and turn it into money.
Okay.
Design a new type of QR code pattern. Dane's done that.
I've just designed a QR code once. It had a Pac-Man in it.
And it worked.
It did. Went to our website. It was
There's
fun.
nothing more awkward than somebody trying to scan Dane's belly in the middle of an elevator.
That somebody was Ryan Somer.
Oh no.
Allegedly. And charge $100,000 for the app. You need to scan it.
Ecoin.
Yes.
Don't even tell them what it's for. If you have to ask, you are not for clientele.
Perfect.
Oh god.
And then when they scan it, it's just the picture of Nelson going, hey! And it goes to Rick Astley, even better.
Oh god.
And for $100,000, we could just probably get him to record a new version of that.
Well, you do a limited run of like 100 of them.
Right.
So for $1 million, you probably could give him like 100,000.
We're all gonna be rich, exactly. Okay, my pencil is dying, so perfect timing, pencil.
All right, guys.
On that note,
So we will see everyone Friday, potentially. Maybe we'll do something else. Dane's gonna think about it.
I will have a think. Think.
Let him know if there's something that sounds good or interesting.
I will not sew buttons on my underwear.
What?
You can't make me.
Give him a comment. You'll ask him next time you see him. Be like, come on, dude. Since they effed up the whole thing where, like, now if you try to rickroll somebody, it goes to an ad.
He makes a lot of money on that, actually.
On being on rickrolling?
Yeah.
He should. It's hilarious. Less now, like...
Could you stream Second Life on Discord? I don't know. Possibly?
Probably depends on the...
I mean, it's a screen sharing thing, so probably. But anyway. We can probably talk about that on Discord later. Now it's time for food. I am hungry.
We will talk to everyone later. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for helping us all learn so much.
We have learned all of the things tonight. My brain is full.
And soon your stomach will be too.
Fingers crossed.
Night.